A very good evening to you. I'm meteorologist Jack Drake. We are back with another video. A lot of weather to discuss all of a sudden, right? We had a quiet stretch. It's been very quiet for, it feels like a month, 2 months maybe, but we are back with a video. We have a cold front coming through tonight. High confidence in this cold front to produce rain. That's what's queued up right here. This is European model showing that cold front classic signature, just a west to east cold front through New England, going to give us a quarter to perhaps 3/4 inch of rain. I think a lot of towns end up right around a half an inch. Some towns could see up to an inch locally, but I really think 0.25 to 0.75 is where most of the bell curve sets up. Again, you could have a freak outlier either way, but 0.25 to 0.75 is what I feel good about for tonight. That's pretty cut and dry. It's out of here by mid to late morning tomorrow. We should see some clearing in the afternoon. What is not cut and dry for us meteorologists is what's coming up the end of this weekend. So this is the European model from this afternoon. And thank you quickly for Southeast Kitchen and Bath for sponsoring this video. Talk to Nick, Southeast Kitchen and Bath, locally owned and operated. They're great people. They'll help you out every step of the way through your bath or kitchen remodel. Thank you again. Great that they could come on here and want to support the local weather community. But what we're seeing is this coastal low again, this is the midday GFS. So earlier today, this came out early this afternoon, basically put a fairly powerful nor'easter into the mid-Atlantic. We're a little bit on the edge here in Connecticut, but it was enough to give us rain, give us definitely some wind, and definitely something where you'd feel the impact Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. That's the timing of this, by the way. Long duration event, going to be a slow mover wherever it does set up. Now, I've been skeptical about this storm, and I do not buy into this solution completely. So I think we have a long way to go in terms of the forecast for this storm. And I'll explain to you exactly why. So again, this is the surface maps. We always show the surface maps. Like if you watch, the Weather Channel, or you're watching a news station, they're usually showing you some form of what's going on the surface, whether it's rain, whether it's temperature, whether it's wind. What I'm going to show you is what we don't usually put on TV, and that's some of the upper air happenings, right? So this is what drives all your weather. These are the pieces that come together that make the weather what it is. And this is a very interesting case study in the Fujiwara effect. You might have heard that term with the 2 hurricanes we've had recently. This is a very interesting case study in a nor'easter in October. So there's a lot of kind of interesting, I'd say weird meteorology going on here. But I'll show you exactly why I don't buy into the big storm solution, why I think it'll still get a little bit suppressed to our south, and why I wouldn't worry about a washout just yet. This weekend, obviously, things can change. So look at this piece of energy. This piece of energy over Canada. This is the wave that's going to come down from Canada. It's actually in Alaska today, believe it or not. So Alaska to Canada. Eventually, it's going to come close to the Great Lakes, at least as it's modeled in the GFS and today's European model. So bear with me here. I know I said a lot of words, right? Put this piece of energy right over the Great Lakes. That's what I want you to focus on, right over Michigan. Pretty strong, pretty small. Strong and small is not a good combination for these models. I'm going to tell you that right now, right? So we're going to have a lot of jumping all over the place when we look at this. But this one happened to bring it right near Michigan. You see the energy start to set up for a coastal low. A pretty classic signature here for a low to develop on the Carolina coastline. And over time, look what happens, right? They do a dance. And this dance is called the Fujiwara effect. So this is what I talk about. We have the 2 lows, and they start spinning around each other, right? This is going to be a merger here. Well, they'll basically spin into each other. But what happens is the surface low gets pushed north or pulled north, however you want to look at it, right? So it wouldn't go that far north unless it gets pulled. And this short wave that came from the Great Lakes came in the perfect position to pull it, right? So almost, I'm not going to say it's a perfect storm, but it's close to that, right? Where it's everything aligned correctly for this to get pulled north in this surface low to give us rain and give us wind here in New England. This is the same thing the GFS is showing. Now, what happened at the afternoon run is much closer to what I think is going to happen in real life right now, right? So again, right now, if I had to pick an outcome, I'd pick this model that I just flipped to. So I'll rewind it at the upper levels, and you'll see exactly what happened here. So instead of being super far to the south and stronger, our shortwave here is weaker and more to the north. Weaker and more to the north allows for more ridging, which suppresses the system to the south, and it never does that dance. There's no Fujiwara at all, right? So it's a totally different outcome. This was this afternoon, so 6 hours after the one I just showed you. One came out at 1 p.m. This came out closer to 7 p.m. So we call it the afternoon. It initializes in the afternoon. It doesn't complete until about 7 p.m. Eastern time. That's what we're looking at right now for the two potential outcomes. And I would lean closer to this, where the low gets just cut off here along the Carolina coast and basically just spins itself out. So at the surface, what does that look like? Again, because people are more comfortable with those surface maps. I'll show you that really quick here. But basically, again, just stalls it to our south. Still a decent storm for the Carolinas, decent storm for the Mid-Atlantic, but Connecticut's not going to get any rain. Could get a breeze, but the forecast for this would be closer to partly sunny than it would be to anything that resembles showers or a nor'easter, right? So again, these are the two outcomes. I would lean towards this one right now, but plenty of time to watch this, plenty of time to track this. We should get a better idea tomorrow as the energy that's coming into Alaska right now, it's coming into British Columbia, gets more fully sampled. What that means is that it comes over land. We have better sensors on land to track stuff than we do when it's out over the ocean. And that often leads to more complete model runs. So we'll watch it for you. That's the latest I have on the coastal system. Again, thank you for all the support lately. And it has been a pleasure. Have a great night.